Good afternoon and welcome to the Manchester Basketball Centre here in Whalley Range. We've got some D2 WNBL action for you today between the Manchester Mystics and the Sheffield Hatters. My name's Kaz Bullock. I'll be with you throughout today's game and we're due to tip off in around 2.5 minutes time. So looking at the Manchester Mystics, they're currently sat at 7-1 in Pool 1 of Division 2. They're in second place behind the unbeaten Sheffield Hatters. So it's going to be a good game today. The Mystics are coming off an 88-42 win over Team Sunderland back in February. So they've had a couple of weeks off before this game. And in that one, they were led by Holly Bryan, who had 19 points, and Rahana Khalil, who had 17, and went off for a 10-point third quarter, outscoring Sunderland herself, and went on an 8-point straight run. So big things to come from Rahana Khalil, as always in today's game. And looking at Sheffield, as I said, unbeaten, sitting at 7-0 at the top of Division 2 in Pool 1. Their last game was at the end of February against the Stockport Lapwings, and they won that one, a massive win, 97-49, behind 26 points from Sarah Cooney, who was the playoff MVP for Division 2 for the Hatters last season. So about a minute away from tip-off. Let's have a look at how these two teams match up. They've been both scoring a lot and winning by quite a lot on their games so far this season. The Mystics averaging at 71.7 points per game to the Hatters 72. And now I've picked out a player here that everybody needs to look out for on each team. So Sarah Cooney on the Sheffield Hatters, as I said, MVP of the Division 2 playoff finals. Absolutely fantastic player. Make sure to keep an eye on her. For the Hatters and for the Mystics, Rahana Khalil, previously with the Stockport Lapwings, won the National Cup in 2022. And is just a fantastic player, a threat from outside, and she can drive to the basket when she needs to. So keep an eye on those players throughout today's game. It's going to be an interesting matchup between those two. And looking at the starting fives for both teams, for the Manchester Mystics, we have Grace Tuck, Natalie Furtado, Hannah Alty, Holly Bryan, and Rahana Khalil. For Sheffield, we'll have Briha Allen, Sarah Cooney, Lisa Riches, Ashney, and Elissa Ioanu. So we're expecting a high-scoring, up-tempo affair today, as we're about to get things underway. So for the tip, it will be Sarah Cooney for Sheffield. And I think the Mystics are still deciding who's going to jump. It'll be Nat Furtado. Mystics playing in maroon today, Sheffield in black. So the ball is up, and it is Hatters' first possession. Knee with the ball into Cooney, and that is off Cooney, so that will be Mystics' ball from the end line. As Khalil controls it for the Mystics. Over to Bryan. Furtado. And that's knocked out of bounds, but last touch is Hatters, so Mystics' ball. Bryan. And knocked out again, so 5 seconds on the shot clock. It's going to be end line, Mystics' ball. Alty into Bryan. Bryan driving. Shot doesn't go. Rebound Hatters. Allen inside, kicks it out to Riches. Going against Furtado. Riches. That doesn't go. Allen taps it, but Khalil comes up with it. She's got Tuck ahead of her. Khalil passes it off to Tuck. Gets it back. Knocked out. It's going to be end line Mystics ball. So Khalil with the inbound. And knocked out again. Sheffield doing a very good job defensively of pressuring the ball, forcing Mystics to have to reset to get in a good position. Khalil into Brian, to Tuck. Furtado. Tuck with 8 seconds, drives baseline, intercepted by Cooney. Cooney's going to slow it down for the Hatters. Over to Knee. And Riches gets the Hatters on the board. First 2 points of the game. As Khalil chases it down for the Mystics, keeps it alive. Round to Tuck. Tuck's pass again knocked away. Sheffield doing a very good job getting their hands into the passing lanes, knocking that ball out of play. Alty looking to get it in. Furtado's there. Got 8 seconds on the clock. Furtado driving baseline, and she'll step. Is that step out of bounds? Oh, that was a foul. So blocking foul on Ioanu. That's going to be her first team foul on the Hatters. So Mystics with a fresh 14. Brian into Furtado. Furtado driving. Scoop layup doesn't go. Brian's there for the rebound. Can't get the putback to go. Riches, great pass over to Cooney. Gets it back. Long twos up. And nothing but net on that for Lisa Riches. And ball's knocked out. Going to go back with the Hatters. A quick 4-0 start for Sheffield here, with 8 minutes to play in the first. Riches drives the lane, hands it off. And basket's good for Ioanu. Khalil looking to get it inside to Brian. Brian turns, doesn't get it to go, grabs her own rebound, kicks it out to Furtado, spins it round to Khalil. Shot pops in and out, bounces around, and doesn't go. Unlucky for that not to fall for Rahana Khalil. Riches brings the ball up for Sheffield. Round to Knee. Ioanu shoots and gets the friendly roll. An 8-0 start for Sheffield here. Khalil round to Tuck. Brian calling for the screen. Gets it from Alty. Tuck for 3. Doesn't go. And Hatters chase down the rebound. As Knee drives all the way to the basket and gets fouled. And that is going to be foul number 1 on Holly Bryan for the Mystics. And we will have a timeout. So Sheffield out to a quick 8-0 lead here early on in the first quarter. 6:44 to play. And Lisa Riches starting the scoring early for Sheffield. She had a huge game last time out against the Stockport Lapwings, putting up 26 points in that game. And she's just been a player that throughout the years, everywhere, well, in all the Hatters teams that she's played for, makes such an impact. Was the Division 2 North Player of the Year last year. And as I said, playoff final MVP for Division 2 as the Sheffield Hatters beat the Manchester Mystics in that final last May. So a bit of a rematch on the cards today. Some returning players for both teams. And Sheffield having not actually lost a game on the court since January 2022 when they had a 4-point loss to Stockport. So currently unbeaten this season and have had a very long run of unbeaten games coming into this. So teams back on court. It's going to be Knee shooting 2. First shot's good. And a second good as well. 10-0 lead for Sheffield. Khalil into Brian. Alti round to Furtado. Brian. Furtado inside, driving to the basket. Shot's no good, but she draws the foul, so Nat Furtado headed to the line for 2. And Nat Furtado, a very experienced player, been playing through the Manchester Mystics teams for many years, had experience on the WBBL squad with the Manchester Met Mystics, and does a lot of good work coaching throughout the Manchester Magic and Mystics programs. As her first shot goes. And second one doesn't fall, but Mystics are on the board. 10-1 Hatters lead, 6:20 to go here in the first quarter. Riches going against Khalil. Into Cooney, great pass over to Knee, who finishes. Lamb round to Khalil. Drives to the basket, kicks it out, passes intercepted. Riches round to Allen. Hands it off to Knee. Oh, great pass back inside to Allen, who lays it in. And the ball movement from the Hatters is just fantastic. You can tell how long they've played together, how well they know each other. As Cooney steals it away, going one-on-one against Alti. And that'll be a foul call on Hannah Alti, her first. As Courtney Bennett checks in for Bria Allen for the Hatters. And Hannah Alti and Rahana Khalil head to the bench. Holly Bryan and Rebecca Illingworth check back in for the Mystics. So Sarah Cooney shooting 2 at the line. First shot's good. Second one pops out. Illingworth with the rebound. Over to Daisy Bryan. Furtado. Furtado drives. Tough move to the basket. She's met by 3 Hatters players and ball is out of bounds. And it's going to go with the Hatters. Riches over to Knee, gets it back. Around to Bennett. Shots up, doesn't go. And Riches is there for the rebound and the putback. 16-point lead for the Hatters. Lamb round to Furtado. Holly Bryan drives baseline. Pass over to Lamb's knocked away. Hatters come up with it. And Knee just scoops it over to Cooney, who hits the shot and draws the foul. Sheffield on an absolute tear to start the first quarter. A quick 19-1 lead here in the first. So Cooney with a chance for the 3-point play. And shot's good. She converts. 19-point lead for the Hatters. 4:38 to play in the first quarter. And Lisa Rich is going to head to the bench for a well-deserved rest after a fantastic scoring performance here in the first quarter. Furtado. Round to Bryan. Thought about the three. Passes into Illingworth, and you can just see Sheffield just getting in the passing lanes, just pressuring the ball and making it really difficult for the Mystics to move the ball around. Pass into Sykes. Hands it off to Jerem. Bennett driving. Ball's loose and turnover Sheffield, so Mystics will get another chance on the offense. Furtado drives and shot no good, but she is fouled, so that's going to send Nat Furtado back to the line. So Nat Furtado shooting 2. First shot's good. Second also good. 3 points for the Mystics. All 3 scored by Nat Furtado at the free throw line. Cooney powering down the court. Kicks it out. Swings it round. Jerem going against Lamb. Jerem hands it off, gets it back, swings it round, and Cooney inside long 2 is good. Bryan going all the way to the basket, manages to finish. That's a tough move from Holly Bryan. As Southwell picks it up, doesn't go. Offensive board Hatters, and another foul call. So Cooney back at the line for Sheffield. As Isha Nair will check in, and Daisy Bryan will take a seat for the Mystics. Cooney's first shot's good. And so is the second, as Danielle McNamara checks in. Rachel Sykes going to head to the bench for Sheffield. So 3:15 to go here in the first quarter. Sheffield up to a 19-point lead. Lamb to Furtado. Round to Bryan. Bryan driving inside. Goes all the way, can't finish. Southwell pulls down the rebound. Over to Cooney. Cooney, great pass. Can't finish as Illingworth comes up with it. Illingworth swings it over to Lamb. Bryan for 3. Doesn't drop. Bennett. Round to McNamara. And Furtado comes up with a rebound. Lamb, unopposed, drives all the way to the basket. Bit of a miscommunication there from Sheffield to leave the lane so wide open for Natalie Lamb to take advantage. Cooney against Illingworth, spins, passes off. Shot doesn't fall, Furtado grabs the rebound. Over to Bryan. Bryan kicks it back out to Furtado. Illingworth steps through and finishes. A good run here from the Mystics, takes them to 9. Jerem over to Cooney. Jerem gets it back. Pass inside to Southwell. Kicks it round to McNamara. And last touch, Mystics. So it's end line, Sheffield ball, and it'll be a timeout, Hatters. We have 1:31 to play in the first quarter. Sheffield currently with a 24-9 lead. Manchester having gone on a bit of a run here in the last minute and a half or so, 90 seconds. And after Nat Furtado hit those free throws, they've been able to get some field goals. And a great move by Natalie Lamb to drive to the basket. And you think that would give them some confidence as well. They've been able to get some points on the board. It can be tough going down so early on, but this is a very, very experienced Sheffield Hatters team that have played together, players that have played together for so long, through different levels, through so many years. Know each other very well. They're a very tough team to come up against. There's a reason that they're currently unbeaten in Division 2. And it's always tough to come up against a team like this. So team's back on court. It's going to be a Mystics ball. And we'll see Grace Tuck and Rahana Khalil back on court. Khalil against Jerem. To Illingworth. Lamb against Southwell. Lamb kicks it back out to Khalil. Khalil for 3 and hits! It's a huge shot from Rahana Khalil. Cuts the lead down to 12. And some great D from Natalie Lamb there. Bennett into Cooney. Cooney over to Jerem. Shot's no good. Tuck with the rebound, hands it off to Khalil. Mystics coming back. Lamb over to Naya. Pass is a bit too strong, but it's picked up by Tuck. Naya out to Lamb. Lamb for 3. Doesn't fall. It was a good look from Natalie Lamb. As Cooney passes off inside. And Bennett finishes. What a pass from Sarah Cooney. Khalil all the way to the basket. Hands it off into the hands of Grace Tuck. 3's up. Too strong. Illingworth's there for the putback. As Bennett gets it over to Cooney, and it's knocked out by Illingworth. Some great defense from Rebecca Illingworth, stopping the fast break. 6.8 seconds on the clock. So Sheffield with the ball. 6.8 in the first. McNamara. Bennett inside. It's knocked away. Jerem turns, fires. Doesn't go as Khalil pulls it down, and that will do it for the end of the first quarter. 26-14 Sheffield lead after going up 19 points early on. And the Mystics have done a very good job of getting back in this in the last 3.5 minutes or so of this quarter after quite a slow start. Energised by that run from Natalie Lamb to the basket, and Rahana Khalil adding in a huge 3. And Rahana is such a veteran player, a player that's played at lots of different levels, obviously winning the National Cup with Stockport last January, and great to see her on this Manchester Mystics team. But such a scoring threat as well, and a very, very defensive minded player. So great to have her on this squad. So Sheffield back on court, just waiting for the Mystics, as they have a 12-point lead here as we head into the second quarter. And the Mystics currently led by Becky Illingworth on 4 points. That's Khalil with the inbound, round to Lamb. Mystics with a chance to cut this to single digits. Furtado to Lamb. And it's knocked away by Cooney. Cooney going one-on-one with Lamb and makes the shot and draws the foul. Sarah Cooney with a tough basket under pressure. So she's going to head back to the line. She's done that a couple of times already in this game. And takes the Hatters to 29 with that made free throw. As Furtado finds herself almost alone under the basket. She's met by the Hatters and pressures the ball. Knee kicks it out. Cooney, 3 is good. Sorry, that was a long 2 for Sarah Cooney, having an absolutely amazing scoring outburst here in the first half. Lamb round to Brian, to Khalil. Khalil steps through and foul on the floor is called. That is on Elisa Ioanu. And she will head to the bench as Rachel Sykes checks in for Sheffield. So Holly Bryan with the inbound. Over to Khalil. Khalil driving to the basket, scoop layup, banks it in. (31-16) Sheffield lead. Cooney, great pass to Knee. Knee keeps it alive. Down to Allen. Cooney gets it back. 7 on the shot clock. Cooney knocked away by Illingworth. So it'll be sideline. It'll be end line. Hatters ball. 4 seconds on the clock. Pass into Cooney. Cooney scoops the shot, doesn't go, and draws the foul again. So heading back to the line. Sarah Cooney doing a fantastic job of everything really. She's scoring, she's finishing, she's drawing those fouls when she's going inside. She's such a tough player to guard. As she knocks down her first free throw. And the second leads back up to 17. Brian kicks it out. Khalil for 3. That one doesn't drop. Brian chases down the rebound and keeps it inside. Swings it around, but it's stolen away by Allen. Stops and pulls up and finishes. Lamb passes out to Furtado, and Furtado's shot off the glass doesn't go. That's going to be an offensive foul call on the Mystics. As Daisy Bryan will check in for Holly Bryan. And Mystics picking up full court here to put some defensive pressure on the Hatters. We've got 8 minutes to go in the second quarter. As Lamb steals it away and puts it in off the glass. Riches Around to Allen. Allen pops in and out. Khalil taps it. Allen comes up with it. And Riches kicks it back out. Sykes. Shot's no good. And Lamb going against knee. Daisy Bryan back out. And travel call. Just one step too many on that. But a great possession there from the Mystics. Natalie Lamb pressuring the ball, stealing it, scoring from it, and then making the defensive stop at the other end. Riches into Cooney. Cooney hands it off to Nee. Nee's shot doesn't fall. That link up between Sarah Cooney and Ash Nee is fantastic. Khalil kicks it out. Lamb. Three doesn't go. Allen going all the way, stops, and it's stolen away by Furtado. As Khalil steps back for the three, and her shot doesn't fall. Ball is back with Sheffield, and we will have a timeout, Mystics. So with 6:41 to go in the first half, Sheffield have a 35-18 lead. They have been led by just a massive scoring outburst, I'm going to call it, from Sarah Cooney. And the Mystics, led by Rahana Khalil, who has 5 points so far in the game. Becky Illingworth has 4, as does Natalie Lamb. And the Mystics having gone on a little bit of a run to end the first quarter. Able to cut into the lead that was 19 at one point. But Sheffield, as soon as you start to creep back into it, they're just able to pull away. Such an experienced team, such a well-rounded team. And as I mentioned, players that have got a lot of experience playing together, playing at different levels, playing WBBL, WNBL, Division 1, and just a fantastic squad. And great to see some of the legends of the games playing in D2. So back on court it will be Mystics ball. As Daisy Bryan with the inbound. Gets it into Alti. And to Furtado. Furtado driving all the way to the basket. Tough move. Shot doesn't go, but she's going to go back to the line. And that Furtado with 3 points in the game so far. This is the first. And hits the second. As Riches works against Lamb. And Lamb steals it away. Great D from Natalie Lamb. Hands it off. Oh, and it's just turned over. Cooney all the way to the basket and makes it look easy. Some great defensive pressure from Natalie Lamb to steal the ball away. Khalil into Furtado. Furtado underneath the basket, gets it to drop. Knee back out to Riches. Hands it off to Allen, gets it back. And offensive foul call on the Hatters. And that was on Sarah Cooney. That's her first foul. Third team foul for the Hatters. We've got 5:45 to play in the first half. Alti. Round to Khalil. Khalil for three. Doesn't go. Knee backing down Alti. Hands it off to Riches. Great pass a move from Richards to get to the basket. Furtado working it inside, gets the basket, count it, and the foul. She's going to head to the line for the chance at a 3-point play. Tough move from that Furtado. As Courtney Bennett checks in for the Hatters. And Bria Allen going to head to the bench. While Grace Tuck comes back in and Natalie Lamb takes a seat for the Mystics. And Furtado's free throw is good, so she finishes the 3-point play, takes the Mystics to 24, leads down to 15. And Furtado is going to check out. Riches. This is inside to Sykes. Gets it back out to Riches. Sykes' shot doesn't go. Khalil brings it up for the Mystics. Round to Tuck. Khalil gets it back. Bryan steps through to the basket. Doesn't fall. Rebound Hatters. Knee passes inside to Cooney. Cooney backing down Bryan, and shot doesn't fall, but again Sarah Cooney is heading back to the line. She's done a fantastic job of drawing those fouls when she's inside, and it's a tough position for the Mystics to be in, because if you foul on the shot, you're sending us to the line. If you foul afterwards as well, Cooney's hitting those difficult shots and she's converting, so you either need to foul very early on or find a way of defending what seems almost undefendable. Takes the Hatters to 41. As Bryant drives, kicks it out to Khalil. Khalil's three's good. That gives Rahana Khalil 8 points in the game. Riches dishes off to Cooney. What a pass and finish. Bryant round to Khalil. Khalil for three again. She's blocked. Picked up by Alti. Alti. Shot doesn't go, and she's going to head to the line. And that is a foul on Rachel Sykes for the Hatters. And that's her third. So she's going to check out, and Jodie Jerem coming back in. So Alti at the line for two. First shot is short. And the second one pops out. Rebound Hatters. Cooney, quarterback pass over, is intercepted by Bryan. Daisy Bryan picks it up. Over to Khalil. To Tuck. Daisy Bryan, three is up, doesn't go. Riches. Turns and fires herself, doesn't fall. And ball's loose, but Holly Bryan comes up with it. Khalil over to Alti, it's intercepted by Cooney. Passes over to Bennett, and it's knocked out of bounds. And I think both teams looking for a call on that possession, but it was just last touch Mystics. Rahana Khalil doing a very good job to pressure the ball. Riches over to Jerem. Knee round to Cooney. Inside to Bennett. Bennett spins off the glass, doesn't go. Alty pulls the rebound down. Khalil to Tuck. Tuck back out to Brian. Stepping through to the basket, no good. Ball is off the Hatters, so stays with the Mystics. Tuck inside to Illingworth. Illingworth taps it back out to Alty. Alty's shots up. Doesn't go. Jerem chases it down and gets it over to Riches. And Riches just going to slow things down, wait for the team to catch up. Hands it back around to Jerem. Knee fires for three and hits the arc on that one. Came down with snow on top. 46-27, Hatters lead. Khalil swings it round to Holly Bryan. Over to Tuck. Tuck thought about the three, drives to the basket. It's intercepted. Jerem tries a three and she converts. Sheffield stepping up the pressure here in the second quarter. Khalil into Illingworth. Illingworth off the glass and banks it in. As we'll have a timeout, Hatters. We got 1:34 to play in the first half. Sheffield with a 20-point lead, 49-29. Sarah Cooney absolutely on fire from everywhere on the court. And the Mystics currently led by 9 points from Nat Furtado and 8 points from Rahana Khalil. So the Mystics, 4 games left, including this one, to end the season as we get into the start to get to the business end of the season. We've got playoffs coming up. Their next and final home game will be against the Stockport Lapwings next Sunday here at the Manchester Basketball Centre at 5:30. So head down, come and support the team if you can. And if not, we'll be bringing you that live on the Manchester Magic and Mystics YouTube channel. And then they close out the season with an away game to this Sheffield Hatters team and another away game at the Manchester Valkyries on the 25th of March to round out the season. So fighting for seeding as we come down the home stretch of the season. So back on court, 1:34 to play in the first half. It'll be Hatters inbound. Knee, pass it inside to Bennett, and she's fouled. And that'll be on Becky Illingworth. Oh no, that will be on Hannah Alty. And that's Alty's second foul. So Bennett at the line for 2. First free throw's just too short. And a second one's good. Takes the Hatters to 50. Khalil into Brian. Around to Tuck. Tuck driving. Blocked inside, and she gets her own ball back, hands it over to Khalil, whose floater doesn't go. Illingworth's there for the rebound. And she's fouled, so she's going to head to the line. And you can just see there the Hatters collapsing inside. And as soon as any of the Mystics players are driving inside, they just collapse around them, and you've got 2-3 players on you straight away, making it really difficult for the Mystics to get a shot up or even then to kick the ball back out. As Illingworth hits the first. And 2 of 2 from the line. Cuts the lead to 19. Riches going against Khalil. Round to Jerem. Bennett against Tuck. Passes inside. Cooney driving baseline. And Khalil comes up with that. Needs some help to get it over the line. Gets it to Brian. Into Illingworth. Illingworth backing down Bennett. Loses control and it's picked up by Cooney. His knee's just going to reset things, slow things down. Jerem. Knee gets it back, drives. And that shot's good over the outstretched hand of Rahana Khalil. That was a tough move. Illingworth, 8 seconds to go. Illingworth driving. Stolen away by Riches. Jerem over to Cooney with 2 seconds. Cooney off the glass and finishes at the buzzer, and that takes the Hatters to 54. A 23-point lead over the Manchester Mystics here at the Manchester Basketball Centre as we head into half-time. 54-31 Hatters lead. Sarah Cooney has been absolutely fantastic. We'll go out and get you some stats when we come back for the third quarter. But she must have, let's guess. She's got 25. That's my guess. We'll see what she's got when we come back in the third quarter. The Mystics led by Nat Furtado on 9 points, and Rahana Khalil and Becky Illingworth have 8 points apiece. So we're going to take a quick break for around 8 minutes time, and we'll be back with you for the third quarter shortly. Welcome back to the Manchester Basketball Centre here in Whalley Range. We've got the second half of the Manchester Mystics and Sheffield Hatters in WNBL Division 2 coming up in about a minute's time. Sheffield currently with a 54-31 lead over the Manchester Mystics, led by Sarah Cooney. Now, my guess was she had 25 points. She's got 24 before half-time. An absolutely phenomenal performance so far. And she doesn't look like she's going to show any signs of slowing down this second half. The Mystics currently led by Rahana Khalil on 8 points and Nat Furtado on 9. It will be Hatters ball as we get things underway. A knee going to be called for the travel. Was in the air as she was trying to make the pass. So Mystics will get the ball back. Bryan over to Lamb. Khalil, great pass inside to Lamb, all the way to the basket and finishes. Takes Natalie Lamb to 6 points in the game. Riches out to Knee for 3. Huge shot, doesn't drop. Illingworth fights for the rebound and gets it over to Khalil. Round to Lamb. Bryan kicks it out to Furtado. Furtado, 4 seconds to shoot. Furtado over to Illingworth. Illingworth with a short 2, doesn't go. Riches hands it off to Knee. Riches gets it back, fakes a 3, drives against Lamb, all the way to the basket. Lisa Riches finishes. Furtado round to Lamb, kicks it out to Bryan. I'd have liked to see Natalie Lamb take that 3. We know she can hit the 3. And it was a good look for her as Furtado drives to the basket. No foul is called, so Cooney picks it up, kicks it out to Riches. Riches back to Cooney, and Cooney somehow manages to get the shot off and finish. Takes her to 26 points. Bryan for 3, and she hits. And that'll be Daisy Bryan's first points of the game. (58-35) Hatters lead. So over 7.5 to play in the third quarter. Riches drives to the basket, can't finish. Illingworth fighting for the rebound with Allen, and it will stay with the Hatters. Knee from the free throw line, doesn't drop. Khalil, and that is going to be just an out of bounds call. Foul. Nope, it's foul call. So Khalil will be shooting 2. And Rahana Khalil averaging 12 points per game for the Mystics. Hits the first free throw. And a second is good as well. Takes us to 10 points in the game. Riches into Cooney. Hands it off. And Riches finishes, draws the contact and gets the foul, so she's going to head to the line. As Jess Southwell will sub in for Bria Allen. So Rich is at the line for one. Shot's good. Natalie Lamb going against Knee. Round to Bryan. Great pass inside to Illingworth. Shot doesn't go. Riches pulls the rebound down. And Riches powering up the court. Stops, pulls up. Doesn't get the roll. Khalil grabs the rebound. Khalil looking for some help. Kicks it out to Lamb. Stolen away by Cooney. Cooney going against Lamb. Cooney all the way. Doesn't get it to fall. There's Lamb with Furtado on the side. Fakes the pass and she's going to be called for the travel. So ball is back with the Hatters. And Southwell. Nearly has it knocked away. Keeps control of it though. Great pass inside to Cooney, who managed to catch it. And then McNamara comes up with it as the jump ball is called, and it'll go with the Mystics. But what a pass inside to Cooney. Khalil over to Lamb. Lamb, great pass around the end of the baseline over to Bryan. Kicks it back out to Lamb. Her three's up, and that's good. Eight points in the game for Natalie Lamb. Southwell. It's knocked away by Khalil, but it'll stay with the Hatters. And Natalie Lamb, a great player in her first season for the Manchester Mystics in Division 2. She's able to do a bit of everything on court. We've seen her have some high stealing games where she's stolen the ball like at least five or six times, and her pass round at the bottom of the baseline just shows a bit of what she can do. She can facilitate, as Cooney somehow gets that one to drop, and she's going to go back to the line. Sarah Cooney with 28 points so far. And Nat Furtado, a great facilitator. She can score, a very fast player, and a player that I'm certainly excited to see more of in the future as she continues to develop, as Cooney finishes the three-point play, takes her to 29. And the Hatters to 64. 24-point lead here in the third. Lamb over to Bryan. Furtado, it's nearly stolen away by Cooney. Alty for three. That one doesn't go. Knee leading the charge. Passes over. And Riches comes up with it. Over to Cooney. McNamara on the baseline. Can't finish, gets her own rebound. Bryan jumps in for the jump ball. So it is going to be end line ball with the Hatters. McNamara turns. Hook shot doesn't go. Bryan. Over to Tuck. Alty goes inside. She's met by two Hatters players. Gets her own rebound. Kicks it back out to Lamb. Lamb. Pass round to Bryan. That one doesn't fall. Mystics getting some good offensive boards and some second chances, but not able to convert. So 4:05 to play here in the third quarter. Sheffield Hatters with a 64-39 lead. They're looking to continue their unbeaten streak in Pool 1 in Division 2. They're currently sat at 7-0 at the top of the table. Bryan round to Lamb. She's got space. Three's up. Doesn't drop. Knee. Goes all the way. Draws the foul. And that is going to send Ash Knee to the line. And Alyssa Ioanu checking back in for the Hatters. As Knee is at the line for two. First shot doesn't go. Second one's good. (65-39). Holly Bryan, great pass over to Hannah Alty, can't finish. As Ioanu's met by two Mystics players, putting the pressure on. Sheffield need to get the ball over the line. Jerem gets it over to Southwell. Jerem gets it back. Round to Cooney. Shot doesn't go. Tuck pulls the rebound down. Grace Tuck for the Mystics. Hands it off for Furtado. And to Bryan. And Bryan is going to draw the foul. Somehow makes the basket. So Holly Bryan with a tough move and a chance at a three-point play. And Holly Bryan with a big game last time out for the Mystics. 19 points in that win over Team Sunderland as she converts. And that takes her to 5 points in the game. Jerem. Around to Knee. Knee, it's nearly knocked away by Khalil. Khalil nearly steals it. Knee keeps it alive. Cooney for three. That one doesn't drop. Ioanu's there for the put back. Shot doesn't fall, but she will head to the line. So Alyssa Ioanu at the line for two. First shot falls. Played with the Sheffield Hatters in the WBBL last season. And goes 1 of 2 from the line. Khalil drives to the basket. She's blocked by Cooney. Ball's out of bounds. And call is that it is last touch Hatters. So it stays with the Mystics as Holly Bryan will head to the bench. And Isha Nair coming in for the Mystics along with Natalie Lamb. It's Khalil on the inbound. Stolen away by Jerem. Over to Cooney. Cooney going 1 on 3. Cooney all the way. Doesn't get the shot to fall. Lamb powering down the court. Kicks it out to Khalil. Khalil's got time for the three. Doesn't fall. And Jerem just resets for the Hatters. Just over 2 minutes to play here in the third. Knee. Round to Cooney. Three's up. That's short. It's Sarah Cooney with 29 points in the game so far. A huge performance from her. As Rachel Sykes comes in, and Sarah Cooney going to take a very well-deserved rest and head to the bench. And if you're the Mystics, you want to try and take advantage of this. So Cooney has been an absolute powerhouse, scoring from everywhere. So while she's on the bench, you want to try and take advantage of that. Khalil kicks it out. Lamb. Nair drives to the basket. Can't get it to fall. Alti's there for the rebound and puts it back in. Jerem hands it off to Nee. Nee fires for three. In and out. Alti gets the rebound. Alti going all the way. Doesn't get it to drop. Oh, double. It was a carry that was called. So that's a turnover for the Mystics. As long pass knocked out by Rahana Khalil. Good job there to stop the break. Nee round to Jerem. Inside to Ioanu. Out to Southwell. Southwell tries a three. Her shot doesn't go. 49 seconds to go here in the third. Khalil hands it off to Lamb. Khalil for three. Doesn't go. Alti with the rebound. Kicks it out to Tuck. Tuck for three. Her shot doesn't go. Naya with the rebound. Another offensive board for the Mystics. Lamb fires. No good. 26 seconds. Jerome is going to set things up, and Grace Tuck steals it away. Can't quite stay in bounds, but great defense, great hustle from Grace Tuck on that possession. Just wasn't able to keep herself inside the lines. And it'll be back with Sheffield, so we have 17 seconds to go in the third. Sheffield can wait for the last shot here. .11 seconds. Nee working against Lamb. Nee hands it off to Jerem under the basket. Ioanu's all alone for three. Doesn't go at the buzzer, and that will do it for the third. Oh, sorry, we have 0. seconds left. Sorry, not sure what happened there. We thought the shot clock and game clock should have been in line, but they weren't. So that will do it for the end of the third quarter. 66-44. Sheffield Hatters lead behind a huge performance from Sarah Cooney, who has 29 points in the game so far. And the Manchester Mystics are led by 10 points from Rahana Khalil, and Nat Furtado has 9. So Sheffield looking very much in control here as we head into the fourth quarter. And their next game will be at home in Sheffield at the All Saints Sports Centre against the Manchester Valkyries next Saturday, which is March the 11th. So head down if you're able to, if you're in the Sheffield area, get down and support the team, see some of these fantastic players. If you haven't seen Sarah Cooney play in person, I would urge you to do so, because it's very, very impressive. And the Mystics will be back home next Sunday, the 12th, against the Stockport Lapwings in their final home game of the season. And then they have 2 away games against the Sheffield Hatters team and the Manchester Valkyries to close out the season at the end of March. So teams back on court, 10 more minutes of basketball to play. And it will be Sheffield ball to start the fourth. Jerem into Southwell. Jerem gets it back. It's knocked away, stolen away by Natalie Lamb. Into Alti. He'll swing it round to Khalil. Khalil going against Sykes all the way to the basket. Shot doesn't go, but she'll head to the line. So Rahana Khalil shooting 2. As the first shot doesn't fall. Second is good, takes Rahana to 11. As Lamb steals the inbound, kicks it back out to Khalil, who nails the three. Mystics putting the pressure on, full court. Lamb against Jerem. Bennett. Back out to Jerem. Bennett gets it back. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Bennett kicks it over to Southwell. 3 seconds. Needs to get something off. Ioanu drives to the basket. Shot doesn't go, and we'll have a foul call at the very end of the shot clock. And that will be on the shot as Elisa Ioanu was shooting, so she's going to go to the line. Mystics playing some tough defense for just 23.9 seconds of the 24 seconds defensively. As Ioanu's shot is good. And so is the second. It takes the Hatters to 68, a 20-point lead for them here in the fourth. Tuck into Alti. Out to Khalil. Khalil driving all the way to the basket. Ball's knocked loose, and it will stay with the Mystics. So 8 seconds on the shot clock. Nair to Lamb. 2 seconds, needs to get something off. Khalil, and shot clock expires. Great defense from the Sheffield Hatters, forcing the shot clock violation and the turnover. As the Mystics will have a substitution. Becky Illingworth and Nat Furtado checking in. Hannah Altia and Ishanea heading to the bench. Bennett inbounds to Southwell, and Tuck knocks it away, steals it and gets it into the hands of Illingworth. Over to Khalil. Breaks the double team. Furtado to Tuck. Lamb going against Jerem. Lamb over to Furtado. Furtado for three. That one's short. Khalil taps it out to Lamb. Lamb's three's up. Doesn't go. Southwell controlling things for the Hatters. Jeff Southwell, part of that 2019 WBBL trophy winning Hatters team. Another player with a lot of experience as Khalil strips the ball. Mystics needs to get it over the halfway line. Furtado back to Khalil for three. Too strong. Southwell kicks it over to Jerem. Ioanu. And ball's loose. Furtado comes up with it. Furtado going all the way. And a travel call. Some great D from Courtney Bennett there. Just standing in the way. Just making it really difficult for Furtado to step around her and get to the basket. Forces the travel. And the Hatters will get the ball back as they have a 20-point lead here with 7:35 to go in the fourth quarter. So, leading the scoring is Sarah Cooney, 29 points. She had 24 in the first half. We haven't seen her yet in the fourth quarter. And for the Mystics, Rahana Khalil has 14 points. And Nat Furtado on 9. As teams come back on court, we've got 7:35 to play in the fourth. It's Hatters ball. Jerem round to Bennett. It's nearly knocked away by Khalil. Bennett pass is knocked out. Last touch Hatters. And Jodie Jerem, having played a long time in WNBL Division 1 for the Solent Kestrels. Again, another very, very experienced player, as Sarah Cooney does check back into the game and Rachel Sykes takes a seat. So let's keep an eye out for Sarah Cooney. Next basket's going to take her to 30 as Furtado's bumped. So it'll be sideline Mystics ball. And that foul was on Bennett. That's just her first foul for the Hatters. So Mystics with the inbound. Khalil over to Lamb. Round to Khalil. Drives, kicks it out. Tuck keeps it alive. Great move from Grace Tuck. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Furtado needs to get something up. She's fouled on the shot. And that is going to be on Courtney Bennett. And that is her second. So she's going to take a seat as Lisa Riches comes back in. So Nat Furtado back at the line. And Nat averaging 9.6 points per game for this Mystics team this season. Makes the first. And the second, it takes her to 11. .18 lead for the Hatters. Riches round to Southwell. Into Cooney. Hands it off to Riches. That partnership works very well. Riches gets her own rebound. Resets. Around to Jerem. Cooney with 7 seconds. Riches inside, doesn't get it to drop. Illingworth pulls down the rebound. Khalil working against Cooney. Nearly has it knocked away as Furtado just slips through the hands of Furtado, who keeps the ball alive, and that will be a foul call on Elissa Iwanu. I think the Hatters were expecting that to be a jump ball. But call on the floor is a foul, so that is the fourth on Iwanu. As Tuck inbounds, it's stolen away by Riches. Southwell inside, nearly loses it. Cooney's there. Southwell fires. Shot's no good. Khalil with the rebound. Lamb working against Riches. Over to Furtado. Khalil. Khalil for three. That one's short. Riches. Great pass to Jerem. Kicks it back out, and a bit of a miscommunication on that, so it'll go back with the Mystics as we will have a timeout called by coach Rianne Bailey for the Mystics. Wants to talk things over. Sheffield with a 68-50 lead here with just 5:22 to go in the fourth quarter. Mystics having gone on a few runs, but every time they do, Sheffield just pull away, showing their experience a bit, and Sheffield able to keep their composure when pressured, and that can be such a difficult thing to do. You have a lead, it can be difficult to hold on to a lead, but when you're as experienced a team as this Sheffield Hatters team are, you've been in those situations, you know what to do in that kind of scenario, and they're doing a very, very good job, as they have done all season. And I'm sure we'll see a lot of them come playoff time. So teams back on court. 18-point Hatters lead. Sarah Cooney leading all scorers with 29 points. Are we going to see a 30-piece? Let's find out. As it took with the ball for the Mystics. To Furtado. Furtado round to Illingworth. Comes up against Sykes, hands it over to Bryan. Bryan, a tough move, and Holly Bryan finishes the shot. Leads down to 16. If Mystics are going to make a run, they need to do it now. Knee round to Riches. Riches inside, hands it off. And a great finish by Sykes. As the ball's knocked out by Knee, but will stay with the Mystics. Bryan over to Furtado. Furtado driving to the basket, high off the glass, doesn't go. Riches in the corner. Riches pass into Cooney. Cooney with the reverse, it doesn't go. But what a pass from Riches to Cooney. That link up is just so exciting to watch. Lamb. Off to Furtado, just under 4 minutes to play. Sheffield back to an 18-point lead. Stuck, drives baseline, kicks it to Illingworth, and it's knocked out. So Daisy Bryan will come into the game, and Grace Tuck heading to the bench for the Mystics. Endline Mystics ball, 9 seconds on the shot clock. Natalie Lamb also checking out, and Ishanea coming into the game. Bryan, great pass underneath the basket to Illingworth, who can put it in. And Cooney manages to keep it alive. Ioanu round to Southwell. Sorry, Knee. Ioanu for 3 and hits it! Big bucket for Elisa Ioanu. Leads back up to 19 for the Hatters. Bryan over to Illingworth. And we got a foul call on the floor. And it looks like Nat Furtado might have just caught something as she fell. So hopefully she's okay. And she'll just get checked out on the floor. So that foul was on Elisa Ioanu. That is her 5th foul, so she's out of the game for the final 3 minutes 17. And teams will just have a quick break while Nat Furtado gets some medical attention on the floor. And you hate to see any kind of injury happen. As much as it's part of the game, it's always so unfortunate. And we hope Nat's okay. So the Mystics next back in action next Sunday against the Stockport Lapwings here at the Manchester Basketball Centre. That will be their final home game of the season, so make sure to come down, come and support the team. And if you can't, you can catch the game live on the Manchester Magic and Mystics YouTube channel. As Nat Furtado gets a standing ovation as she comes off the court. A really, really tough player, and looks like she's okay. That's what we want to see. And the Sheffield Hatters, their next game is back at home in Sheffield at the All Saints Sports Centre against the Manchester Valkyries next Saturday, March the 11th. So if you're in the Sheffield area, make sure to head down, check them out, and see the incredible scoring team that is the Sheffield Hatters and Sarah Cooney. she'll probably have a good game if you go and watch. I don't think she can have a bad game. So team's back on court. Furtado will come out. And Mystics will need someone to replace her, and that will be Hannah Alty. So we have 3:17 to play here in the fourth. 73-54 Hatters lead. And after that last foul on Ioanu, that is team fouls. So as Furtado can't shoot the shot due to coming off with an injury, it will be Hannah Alty replacing her to take those free throws. And she hits the first. And the second, 2 of 2 from the line for Hannah Alty. Takes her to 4 points in the game, 56 for the Mystics. Knee. Over to Riches. Knee gets it back. Inside to Cooney. And it's knocked away, but going to stay with the Hatters. Sykes' shot doesn't go. Holly Bryan comes up the court. Just under 3 to play here in the fourth. Bryan has it knocked away by Riches. Riches, she's got Allen on her right. Passes over to Knee. Allen gets it back. The shot doesn't go. And Bryan fights for the rebound. Gets it over to Naya. Daisy Bryan kicks it out to Illingworth. Illingworth shots up. That's no good. And Riches will just step out of bounds as she's grabbing the rebound, so it will go back with the Mystics. Bryan's 3 is short. And knocked out, back with the Hatters. Riches controlling things for Sheffield. Round to Allen. Riches gets it back. And Sheffield's ball movement throughout the whole game has just been fantastic. As they turn it over there, it's like Naya drives to the basket, just slips. So Hatters get the ball back. Allen to Knee. Round to Riches. Cooney round to Riches again. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Knocked away. Great D from the Mystics here. Deep 3. Doesn't go. Daisy Bryan with the rebound. Got 90 seconds to play here in the fourth. Naya swings it round to Alty. Alty for 3. And she hits! Hannah Alty with a big 3. (73-59) Hatters lead. Knee into Cooney. And she's going to draw the foul. Hannah Alty says, yep, that was me. That'll be the third foul on Alty. It will be end line ball for the Hatters. Cooney kicks it out. 3's up, no good, out of bounds. Back with the Mystics, 58.2 to play. It's a 14-point game. As Daisy Bryan brings it up. Bryan out to Alty. Alty keeps control of it as she's swarmed by Hatters players. And just trying to see who that foul was on. That'll be on Ash Nee. It's just a second, which sends Hannah Alty to the line for the Mystics. And first shot goes. Second also good. .12 game, 40 seconds to go. Nee. Inside to Cooney. Great pass from Cooney over to Riches. Knocked down. It's going to be end line Hatters ball. And great pass inside to Sykes, who just lays it in off the glass. Illingworth pulls up for three. Doesn't get it to drop. Ball's out and back with the Hatters. As Holly Bryan commits the foul. And that's a fifth, so she's out of the game. Grace Tuck comes back in. And Nee working against Bryan. Nee to Riches. Riches steps through and just lays it in. And Nee's going to step just out of bounds on that possession. So 5.2 to go. 77-61. Hatters leading. Naya drives baseline and just loses control as the Hatters will take the win here in Manchester. 77-61. 16-point win over the Manchester Mystics. They were led by 29 points from Sarah Cooney, while the Mystics led by 14 from Rahana Khalil and 11 from Nat Furtado. A tough loss for the Mystics, but Sheffield are a very, very difficult team to come up against. Massive credit to them. There is a reason they are unbeaten on the court since January 2022, and they were the rightfully deserved playoff winners last season, and I'm sure we'll see them go very far this year. Now, the Mystics, whilst they have lost this one, and they will be disappointed to have lost this one, I think, you know, there's a lot they can take out of that one. 61 points they've put up against Sheffield. No other team has done that so far this season. The highest their opponents have scored has been 49 when it was the Stockport Lapwings. So, you know, it's a tough ask to come up against this so experienced, so well-oiled Sheffield Hatters team. But the Mystics have definitely had some good runs in this. There's going to be a lot that they can take from this, as they will look to face them in just a couple of weeks' time when they head over for the return trip to Sheffield on the 19th of March. So I'm sure that will be one to watch. And the very last home game of the season for the Mystics in the league will be next Sunday against the Stockport Lapwings. That will be at 5:30 p.m. at the Manchester Basketball Centre. So come down, support the team, or catch us live on the Manchester Magic and Mystics YouTube channel. So that will do it from the Manchester Basketball Centre. Sheffield Hatters head back home with a 77-61 win over the Manchester Mystics. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you next time.